Welcome back, you fools. And last night, LEWIS versus NASCIMENTO. That was probably the best fight night in years, and I mean it. The rest of them, a lot of people were kind of down there because Derek Lewis shouldn't be fine a 5-rounder. Oh man, who are these guys? Oh man, who are they? Everyone's still on the high of UFC 300 and 301. So at this point, really, people weren't expecting nothing. I bet a lot of y'all didn't even know this fight even happened. A lot of people thought, me included, Derek Lewis about to gas out and get whooped up again, just like he did in his last fight, show his age. But hey, him and many other people on this card showed that they should not be overlooked or underlooked, okay? Because each one of these fights were a banger after banger, and I'm about to show y'all in this aftermath of UFC Fight Night, LEWIS versus NASCIMENTO. Okay, so first up we have Robelis versus the Salsa Boy, and honestly, considering that Robelis had the height advantage and he had pretty much the strength advantage, just when compared to both the guys, you see how much height Robelis got over Salsa Boy, but it didn't really end up going that way. He went out there kind of like young Francis, thinking that he's just going to roll over everybody, and Salsa Boy really, he fought the odds real quick. As soon as he got in range for a takedown, he shot for it, took him down. And the fight was that, really. It was just a straight beating from round 1 to round 3. Robelis couldn't really do anything. Every time he got back up, he got taken back down, man. He needs to learn how to, honestly, before he does all that stuff, okay? If we're being honest, he got his ass kicked. If he wants to avoid another ass whooping like this, he's going to have to learn how to avoid the ground game. The ground game, I'm sorry, even though I don't like grappling that much, this proves that you need some type of ground game, ground base, some type of ground defense, because if you don't, and if you genuinely want to compete with the top tier of each and any UFC division, you are going to have a strong or decent ground defense or ground game, and it's just a simple fact. And Robelis, man, he just, I'm telling you, the first round, he just let himself get taken down. Basically, he didn't even try to stop it. He landed some shots. He was starting to connect on Salsa Boy, but he just, as soon as he got grabbed, he just crumbled, and then it was when I say it was all Salsa Boy, was all Salsa Boy. All the doubts that you may have about Salsa Boy, give that man his credit. When he sees a chance, he stuck to the game plan, he listened to his coaches, and that is an underrated skill that many fighters wish they could have. Now, on to the next fight, which was a very controversial one indeed, as Bruce Leroy lost a really close, controversial majority decision to Sean Woodson. And honestly, Bruce Leroy lost the first round. Then he came back and did pretty much enough, and not just me. A lot of fans believe my boy Bruce Leroy came back and he did enough to get himself that victory, right? But again, my boy Sean was from St. Louis. And the judge, I think, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think he was from St. Louis too. So, with that being said, and all it took was one judge, and the fight was already close as it was. But again, Bruce Leroy, many people believe he was screwed out of it. I believe he was too. And again, man, this is going to continue to happen unless someone does something about these judges, okay? In boxing, in UFC, in kickboxing, whatever, every fighting sport, judges are going to be crooked, okay? So they got some bets on or something. I guarantee you they got some bets on somebody, or they got some money on the line, or they got the mob behind them. Something is going on where these judges are getting paid off to do the unspeakable. But again, until someone does something about this, this is going to continue to happen over and over and over again until finally the cycle is broken. Anyway, the next fight here was just a pure showcase of violence by Diego Ferreira. He just absolutely demolished his opponent, man. His opponent was no slouch, 19-2. I mean, a pretty tough guy, but he just got slung pillar to post, beat down. Look at his face right there. His face was absolutely mauled and demolished. The man probably has a severe headache right now. Honestly, bro, at some point you gotta think as a fighter yourself. You gotta take a knee or something, lay down, call it off, bro. Because honestly, if I was taking that many punches, at some point I'll be like, man, I'm getting tired of getting punched in the head. And honestly, I don't care about my pride anymore. I really want to not get brain damage anymore. So, and it was just a beautiful, brutal. I mean, it was just a showcase of brutality of why I think Diego Ferreira is ready for the top 10, even top 15, if he ain't already there. I mean, that's dangerous. The boy is dangerous, and I mean, ain't much to say, but beautiful fight. Nah, and I really hope Diego's opponent is getting well and getting better. But man, he might have to take a couple months, even a year off after that one. Beatdowns like that do not they're nothing to play around with. Any fighter that takes a beatdown like that, they usually take about a couple months, maybe even a year. So take some time away, heal that injury, and then come back hopefully better than that. Now, this next fight, a person one I loved, was a very short but explosive barn burner of a match between Alonzo Menifield and Carlos Ulberg. Now, Carlos Ulberg, I'm telling you, man, honestly, Alonzo Menifield did it to himself. I ain't gonna lie. Alonzo Menifield charged in there like a reckless bull in the china shop, slinging, throwing his hands everywhere. I mean, he didn't hit nothing but Casper the Ghost, and he managed to get Carlos on the cage, but it was to no avail as my boy Carlos turned into a young version of Alex Pereira, and then spun that man around. Come with a nice 3-4 piece, man. Ooh! I'm talking about that man. Alonzo Menifield went straight down like Johnny Walker when he got knocked out by Jamal Hill, man. Had him looking like a straight Looney Tune, man. I don't know, man. This boy Carlos is looking like a killer. I mean, I know it's one fight. I mean, it's only fight I've seen of him, but he's looking like a straight killer. Man, I'm really hoping to see more fights like that from him. And now, this next fight, which was the co-main event of the evening, and it was between Buckley and No Sultan. Now, this was pretty much the Buckley show. It was just him for all 3 rounds. He just showed why he is who he is, why he is an all-star in the UFC standards. I mean, come on. He showed him, he did him, and it was just an all around perfect performance, unanimous decision victory from Buckley. Not much to complain about, not much that stood out. Buckley just did him and made Sultan look like a straight amateur. Now, the main event of the evening, a fight that many people were doubting and many people did not think was going to live up to what it actually was. Derek the Black Beast Lewis versus a newcomer, Rodrigo Nascimento. And this fight, from pretty much start to finish, was pretty much a back and forth. Now, Derek Lewis looked a little bit rough. He looked like he was about to go back to his old ways. He was doing good. But again, another example. I was saying a lot. Like many other fighters on this card, he listened to his coaches. He said his coaches told him to keep it standing. Stop going to the ground with the man, okay? Rodrigo is messing you up on the ground, man. He's gassing you out. So Derek was like, I got you, fam. And when he finally kept it standing, and he hit him, Rodrigo, with the most devastating, like 4 or 5 punch combination. Showed us that he is still the Derek Lewis of old. He still has some left in the tank, and he knocked that man out cold in the second or third round. It was an amazing showing from Derek Lewis. I'm so glad he's still going strong. He still got that charm. He still got that personality. Hey, and that's how it is, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video of me going over this fight card. I know I released it a little bit late, but hey, what you gonna do?